formally unveiled more than a month ago and commercially released a few weeks after their official announcement, the Galaxy S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra don't seem to be selling like hotcakes, according to multiple reports pinpointing a number of reasons for Samsung's failure to turn these three new high-end devices into smash hits. Apart from the obvious coronavirus impact on the mobile industry as a whole. Naturally, you'd expect the world's largest smartphone vendor to shift its attention to the company's next big thing, tipped to see daylight a little earlier than usual. But two of the most trustworthy Twitter tipsters when it comes to speculation on an announced Samsung handsets are essentially urging us to not get exceedingly excited about the fast approaching Galaxy Note 20. Instead of waiting another few months, you can basically purchase the Note 20 right now by purchasing the Galaxy S20 Ultra, thus confirming what this writer suggested all along. Namely, the Samsung made it impossible for the Galaxy Note 20 to shine long before releasing its next S-Pen-wielding flagship. Both Ice Universe and Max Weinbach have strong reasons to expect the Note 20's hardware specifications will not be significantly changed compared to the S20 series, with Samsung's next high-end phone basically looking like an S-series with an S-Pen and squared-off corners. That sounds like an apt description of the similarities between the last few Galaxy Note generations and the last few S-series releases, although 2019's Note 10 and Note 10 Plus, for instance, actually changed quite a few things about the external appearance of the S10 and S10 Plus, repositioning the screen cutout and rear camera setup. Samsung seems to be done experimenting with those things, however, so you shouldn't be surprised to see the Galaxy Note 20 adopt the same centered hole punch and square-shaped rear shooter system as the S20 family. There's not a lot left to innovate in the camera hardware department either, while a recent report already suggested the company has no intention to bring the Note 20 on par with the Note 10 Duo as far as base storage is concerned. Last but not least, the battery capacity of the Galaxy S20 lineup is pretty mind-blowing. So at the risk of repeating ourselves, it's crystal clear Samsung painted itself into a corner with the S20 Ultra, leaving almost no room for Note 20 innovation or change. Of course, certain massive improvements are still possible without making waves or turning many heads. Not to mention the S Pen alone is a big reason for some people to skip the S20 and wait until July or August. Like many other gadgets expected to generate robust demand around the world, the Galaxy Note 20 could be negatively impacted by the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. But because the epicenter of the global health crisis has moved from Asia to Europe in recent weeks, there's a good chance Samsung will be able to meet its original schedule and unveil the Galaxy Note 20 by the end of July. If that happens, actual sales could well kick off in the early stages of August. But a key question on people's minds is how many Note 20 variants we can expect. Since Samsung followed its 3S10 flavors with three main S20 models, we think a Note 20 and Note 20 Plus or Note 20 Ultra are very likely to be released a year after the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus. We wouldn't rule out seeing a Galaxy Note 20 Trio unveiled by the end of summer either, but instead of expanding the diversity of Samsung's high-end product portfolio, that could seem a little redundant and unnecessary for Android power users in love with the world's most popular smartphone manufacturer. As far as pricing goes, it's obviously a tad early to make any firm and confident predictions, but a Galaxy S20 Ultra with a built-in stylus and squared-off corners is clearly unlikely to cost a penny under $1,400. It remains to be seen if Samsung is planning to release the other Note 20 variant as an S-Pen-wielding S20 or S20 Plus of sorts, in which cases the recommended price could be set at either $1,000 or $1,200. We're obviously talking 5G-enabled phones by default here, and if Samsung's recent moves are any indication, the Galaxy S20 and Note 10 families could receive substantial discounts on the heels of the Note 20's launch.